Hey guys, this is WoodysGamertag bringing you a dual commentary with xGoldenx7. How you doing, man?
Hey man, what's going
So what do
on?
we have here?
We have a game of team deathmatch on Invasion. This
Uh-huh.
is 6v6 Invasion. Team deathmatch, excuse me. And I'm using the M4A1 with Scavenger Pro, Cold-Blooded Pro, and Ninja Pro.
Good deal. So stimulus package. Let's talk.
All
What do you
right, yeah.
what do you think of the pricing?
Well, that was actually the main point I wanted to make about the stimulus package is that the pricing, once you get past the pricing, I really do enjoy the stimulus package. Once I've left the memory that I spent $15 on it, I really do like the maps, and I really love what they did with Overgrown and Crash. They didn't make any significant changes, obviously, but they definitely made it more colorful. Did you notice that? It feels more vibrant.
I noticed that in a huge way, and I really appreciate it too. COD 4 was a great game, but they were sort of going for grayed out, browned out, war torn, whereas
Yeah.
in Modern Warfare 2, that's not what they're after, and I like the change. And
Yeah, no, and I definitely agree with that.
as far as the pricing goes, Infinity Ward got a lot of heat over their pricing, and I kind of get that because they set a precedent for higher DLC prices than ever before. But there's a couple ways to look at it. One, on a per map basis, the Halo 3 maps are more expensive because I think that
Hmm.
was what was it, $10 for three or something like that, and this was what, $15 for five or
Yeah, I think the point that a lot of people try to make though is that, we've already seen two of these maps before, but I think that, they were fan favorites and it's right to bring them back.
Yeah, I'm not like when I see Crash, I'm not like, oh gosh darn it, this thing's old. And but the point I was gonna make was, in my opinion, a good video game is really really cheap. Like in terms of cost per hour that I've gotten into, say, Modern Warfare or the original Left 4 Dead or some of the games that I have a lot of time in, they strike me as incredibly cheap. But then, like a BioShock, which I also enjoyed. I think BioShock and BioShock 2 were good games, but they're expensive. I mean, I think I paid $60 for 10 hours of gameplay and haven't really picked them up
Yeah, I
since.
know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so like in Modern Warfare 2, I had $60 for like I don't even know 15, 20 days of gameplay so far.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
15,
I don't
20?
even know, but it's a lot. Like I don't even
Yeah,
have a
no.
TV in this house. I just play games after the kids go to bed, and so that's my
Well,
deal.
I definitely think that I agree with that. It's really what you get out of it. And so people saying, you spent $75 on this game so far, maybe you bought the stimulus package, but I definitely agree that it depends what you get out of it, the amount of time that you manage to get out of the game itself. Like, I know Fallout 3, I've spent $100 on the game with the DLC and all kinds of other stuff, but I've gotten hundreds of hours out of that game just because I like it so much, and I feel like spending $100 on everything that I've paid into that game is worth it. And I think that's what point you're trying to make with Modern Warfare 2 and the stimulus package.
Yeah, exactly. So it's expensive, but if you get your time out of it, then it's not such a bad buy. So, what's your score in this game?
My score is 21-3, and I want to bring something up that I know you and I were talking about this before we started recording, and I definitely want to bring up the point of I like to look at team deathmatch differently than than a lot of people I think look at it. Whereas a game like Domination, if you could cap a flag, but you're guaranteed to die for it, maybe sacrifice your life to cap a flag. That's worth it, and helping your team win is more important than your KD. So in a game like Team Deathmatch, where there is no objective, I feel like staying alive is far more important in many situations than getting a kill. So, for example, I view it as the person that goes, like in this game, I go 21-3. I only gave the other team 300 points out of their total. I think it was 4,100 they end up scoring. So that's the way I like to look at Team Deathmatch: is how many points you gave the other team with your deaths, rather than how many points you scored for your own team.
Yeah, I'm lined up with that too. And so I kind of wish the leaderboards went by KD spread. As
Yeah,
it is, a guy
definitely.
can go, I'll say 40 and 39 and lead everybody, and it's like you're not the best guy here. There's some guy that went 2-0 that helped us more than you did.
Exactly. Yeah.
And but if you were to compare, say, 20-0 to 40 and 20, I'll take the 20-0 guy there too, because if a guy gives the other team 20 kills, he's probably given somebody a kill streak. He has 20 deaths, but he might be responsible for, say, 25 or 28 deaths because they got a Harrier up on him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I feel like only maybe the KD spread wasn't I feel like it would be a lot better if the KD spread, like you said, was the deciding factor on the total leaderboards. And like you said, again, the 40 kill, 39 death guy is going to get the first place, whereas the person that went flawless but not as many kills is probably did a lot more for the team.
Yeah, and a lot less for the other team, which matters a lot.
Yeah, yeah, especially with all the kill streaks in this game, keeping the other team from getting those is very important.
Yep, yeah, I agree with that. But on the downside, though, it it can be frustrating. So this is 21 and 3, right? You
Yes.
get a game like this, and I'm happy. Even if I'm not at the top of the leaderboard, even if there's some guy who went 30 and 25, I'm still looking at that with some pride. But what happens just as often when you're conservative on your deaths is you go 12 and 3 or 10 and 3, which is also a good score, right? I mean, you've helped your team and you did very little to help the other team. If you only die 3 times, you're probably responsible for 3 team deaths. If you die 15 times, then you're part of that predator that took out another one. You're responsible for 17, 18 deaths. But when you go 12 and 3 or 10 and 3 and you end up in the middle of the leaderboards, even though you did your part to win, it stinks. you know? And that's what happens when when you always fire from cover and I wouldn't call I watched this gameplay beforehand and I wouldn't call this camping. I mean, you're using cover, but you slowly advance from place to place, you control the
Hmm.
engagements. This is how you play TDM. And you're not sitting in one spot the whole time. You're working your way towards where you think they are. TDM. There it is.
Exactly. Yeah, and I like your philosophy of controlling the engagement and definitely always. I think you said in one of your other videos, it made me laugh, but it's a good point. Um, he had a fair fight, and I've run away because I don't like fair fights. You
Yeah.
said that in the optic video, and I thought that was it was funny, but it's so true because when you get a fair fight, you have a chance to lose. Maybe it's 50-50, 55-45, whatever. But you want to have the advantage in every engagement that you enter. Like you said, control the engagement. And I definitely agree with that philosophy.
I don't know how you got to kill with that predator. If my predators are
Neither
anywhere
do
near a
I,
building,
man.
they get
Neither do
sucked
I.
into them. That was awesome. I need some predator lessons, perhaps.
Well, it is what it is, and I feel like a douchebag sometimes because sometimes when I get the predator, I'll look for that guy with cold blooded just to have some fun with him. Oh, how'd that predator get?
Oh, I've done that, and it turns out to be a teammate. It's
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
gosh.
that'll happen
Yeah, or the
sometimes.
other, I'll see guys in a firefight and like, oh, there it is, and then by the time that I get the kill, my teammate got him before I did. It's bummer.
Yeah, well, it happens. This game is crazy and random sometimes, and just gotta deal with it.
Hey, back on the stimulus maps. Do you have a favorite one yet?
Definitely out of the new ones, definitely Bailout. I think they did a fantastic job with that map. You might complain about camping or whatever and too many buildings, but not so much the way the map plays. But I like the visuals of the map, and I like the uh, the atmosphere, I suppose. I don't know about you, but what's your favorite map?
So bailout's awesome to look at, but
Yeah,
I don't really have it wired like I hope to before too long, right? Like my
yeah, I
entire
know
game
exactly what you're saying.
is
Yeah.
based on like knowing traffic patterns, knowing where they're going to be, knowing where the cover is, how to own choke points, and if you put me on a new map, then I can be a below average player for some time because like I'm about being more experienced than you are, not about being like on target faster than you are, or not you in particular, or
Yeah.
on it, my game is about tactics and knowledge. It's what helps me do well. So the thing about bailout is a lot of it feels so open for me. I play cap the flag on it, and like, where's the cover? I kind of like the through the blue house with the green rooms and the CDOM bridge.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just need to get that map wired. It feels wide open to me. I like Storm. I feel like with Storm, I'm saying
Yeah,
I
no, I
feel
like all the new maps. Just Bailout stood out to me as the one of the best of the three.
Storm's the one that stood out to me. First of all, I was totally psyched that it wasn't foggy. I don't have a huge thing against foggy maps, but I maybe have a small thing against foggy maps. And when I saw it was rainy, I was like, this is gonna suck. And then when
Yeah.
I downloaded it, I was like, this does not suck. It has rain, which impacts my sound whoring, but it looks beautiful, and I kind of like the way they did 2 levels in there, and I feel like in lots of close quarter battles, AA-12 gets the job done on that map, and I just have a good time.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think the video's over here, so you're gonna have to come up with some awesome pictures to put here, or
I
something.
will do my best. Hopefully something funny and remotely gaming related. Nobody got the New Jersey sign. Did you get that?
I actually got it because I live in New Jersey, so I knew the cities, and then the Street Fighter thing just yeah,
Yeah.
of course that's the joke. But
Hoboken. Hey, I have one more question for you. Oh, people might not know you were one of the dual commentary winners, and
oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
yeah. So what happened was I declared All the Gamer the winner. And then you wrote me and you said, "Hey, I don't know if you noticed my post, but and you had more upvotes on yours than anybody else did, even more than All the Gamer. But his were spread out, and I was like, ah, forget it, two winners. I don't
All
want
right,
to, I
yeah,
don't, I
no,
don't want
that's
to ruin
definitely
it.
fair.